to present one unique point or special point that you have found out on the chapter, on which or on any other allied aspects there will be questions. So we need not tell what all is there in that chapter, and you need not give the content of the chapter.
Namaste. मम नाम अनघा. अहं हासननगरे स्थितस्य एसडीएम विश्वविद्यालयस्य संहितसिद्धान्तविभागे द्वितीयवर्षस्य स्नातकोत्तर विद्यार्थिनी अस्मि. अहम् इदानीं त्रिशोत्तरीय अध्यायं व्याख्यानं यथाशक्तिं कर्तुम् इच्छामि. वैशिष्ट्यम् इति शोध अध्यायस्य नाम्नि एव वैशिष्ट्यम् अस्ति. एतत् मया शोध the name is Shodhiyam Adhyayam. So Shodha comes from the dhatu rupa shu gatau iti dhatuhu shavati iti arthaha. That is why what is shavati later. So shav dhatu and its meaning is vikara. Vikara means there is a change in the format of whatever is the physiology of the body. So when we checked in and one more, why Shodhiya? It could be Shodha Adhyaya, but it is Shodhiyam Adhyayam. Shodhiyam pade iya pratyay is used. So why that iya pratyay? Because it is gunavachak hai. Shodh sanya, but when that sanya has to become a visheshana or to be used as a visheshana, then we use the iya pratyaya and made it as Shodhiyam Adhyayam. What do we get out of this is Shodha a hetu, is Shodha a lakshana of a different vyadhi, or is Shodha a vyadhi, is Shodha a upadrava, or Shodha is it a dhatu of the body which gets triggered when there is something attacking from the outside or from the inside. So from all these perspectives, I find it that the chapter name itself has the Vaishishya, and of course there are other Vaishishyas in the whole chapter.
अस्मिन् एव अध्याये गुल्मस्य उदरस्य च व्याख्या दत्ता का
29th और 30th श्लोक में यस्य वायुः प्रकुपितो गुल्मस्थाने अवतिष्ठते शोभं सशूलं जनयन् गुल्मस्तस्योपचार्यते. यस्य प्रकुपितः वायुः गुल्मस्थाने अवतिष्ठते. That means to say, in whom the prakupita vata, prakupita is the visheshana bhava and the vayu is the vishesha here. So in whom the prakupita vata takes the sthana samshraya in the gulma sthana, then there is a shobha which has a different meaning. As we had mentioned, shodha is the chapter name and shobha is the word used here. There is a slight difference to it, and when we saw in the Monia Williams, there is a meaning which is given. So one is a normal swelling, other one is a morbid swelling, and other word is used as an intumescence. Intumescence and morbid swelling means there is a mask-like structure. And when we can see through Anagata Vekshana Tantra Yukti in Charaka Chikitsa Sthana 5th Adhyaya, Paripindita Bhava and Sparshopalabdha Guna is given. So this is why Shobha word was used, which was a morbid swelling. So Gulma is given as a Lakshanika to Shobha.
कुक्षु शब्दस्य व्याख्या कर्तुं शक्यते वा?
प्रयत्नं करोमि. यस्य वातः इदम् उदर विषये अस्ति. यस्य वातः प्रकुपितः त्वं मांसान्तरमाश्रितः शोधं सञ्जनयेत् कुक्षौ उदरं तस्य जायते। कुक्षौ इति पदः सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचनं इत्युक्ते कुक्षौ कुक्षियल्लि in the kukshi this roga happens in the kukshi, but what is the important point is it is not inside the kukshi, it is in the tvang mamsantaram ashritah, but in the kukshi pradesha.
Here, kukshu means from Yakrutat Pliha Paryanta, Pliha Ramavangsha Paryanta, Ramavangsha Dakshinavangsha Paryanta, Dakshinavangsha Yakrut Paryanta, Yat Udarastha Bhavaha, Yeye Udarastha Bhava, Tesham Madhye, Yadi Granthi, Shotava Bhavati, Tat Sarvam Udaram.
I think I can recall the reference now. It is in Madhava Nidhana Parinama Shulasya Madhukosha Vakye Ekah Visheshanam Asri, where they have given, which can be correlated to 9 regions of the abdomen that we are speaking today. Dvesthanau, and it is just like the 9 locations that we speak today and the 4 quadrants of abdomen. Probably Sir was speaking about this thing.
Abhinandanam Joe.
So, can you tell me what is your opinion? Acharya has included Trishodhiyam and Sutrasthana. He could have included it in Nidhanasthana. He did not do that. So, what is the specific placement of Trishodhiyam in Sutrasthana, wherein he is describing many kind of clinical situations? What's your idea on that?
Roga Chatushka has 4 chapters in it, and the first chapter dealt with the Kiyanta Shirasi Adhyaya, dealt with certain prakaranas which mentioned the marma, the 3 marma, how they can undergo the pathology. Secondly, they mentioned about Kshaya, Vriddhi and Kshaya and its types. And we can see again in the Shvayatva Chikitsa Adhyaya, Marmopabhata is given not with the Shastra or Vihara Sadhya, it is also Dosha Sadhya. Dosha Rupaha iti Marmakata. So that kind of Marmakata was given. Later they also told about the Upadravas of the Marmakata. Finally, why all this was important, because Dosha, when it goes into Vriddhi and Kshaya, what is the deviation from the physiology? That is why they mentioned about Gati, where they told Gati is of 2 types, Prakrita and Vaikrita. Prakrita they mentioned about Chaya, Prakopa, Prashama. But the next question is, if at all the person doesn't follow, like who needs the Anitvara Ayu, must follow everything with the Pariksha, Samiksha Kari Eva. If at all he doesn't do, then what is the question? So if at all, then what is the question? Prashama will not happen. It has to go into a Prasara Avastha. Prasara Avastha, though not mentioned as Kriyapala is mentioned in the Sushruta Samhita, though not in the terms of Prasara they have explained in Sharaka Samhita, but they have given the explanation in terms of Prasara. Why Prasara is the question. So, in the context of Prasara, they have told that there are 15 types of Prasara and no Prasara can happen without the involvement of Shonita. So whatever has to move through, should move through Shonita only. So now they have to explain the Prasara, Sthana Samshraya, Vyakta and Bheda Avastha. That is why this chapter was dealt, where they told about how to understand the Roga, where the point of juncture of starting of the Roga happens, that is Prasara Avastha. So that Prasara Avastha begins through the Shonita, and this Shonita gives us, tells us whether it is a Jiva Sakshi, which is Prakrita, or it has undergone Vaikrita. That Vaikrita is the Shabad Dhatu, which tells us about Shonita.
So in that 2%. Actually, it is this chapter which speaks about the functions, normal functions of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So how come he came in Trishoti Adhyaya explaining the Shota etc. to the normal functions? What is the movement to the normal functions? What's your say on that?
In the context of Gati, in the Kiyanta Shirasiya Adhyaya, they only mentioned what was the very important function. That is like there is also a uniqueness here. We always see the order of explaining the doshas would be either Vata, Pitta, Kapha in this order starting with, or when they are explaining about the strength, that is Sthirata, they explain always in Kapha, Pitta and Vata order. But here there is a uniqueness saying Pitta, Kapha and Vata orders. Why this is because nothing goes wrong. That is, whenever a thing is going wrong, a Paka has to happen. And to show us the importance of that Paka and Shonita involvement in it, Pitta was mentioned first. So taking reference from that, if we don't know what is the Prakrita avastha of a dosha, we will not know what it is, what would it do when it becomes a Vaikrita state. So that is why the Gati was explained, though in the Kiyanta Shirasiya Adhyaya, when we want to diagnose a disease, even though that is mentioned, like Nahi Sarva Vikarana Namato Asti Drupastiti, that means not all the diseases are named. So in order to name a disease, I need to know Bhetamana Vividha Bhinati. So I can do any number of diagnoses, but why I don't keep on doing the diagnosis, rather give importance to dosha is because dosha is Sankhya. That is explaining Romanika Vimana. So whenever it is Vyadhi is Bahu Sankhya, but dosha is Sankhya. So in order to understand what is that dosha, now we have to understand what is the avikritatama karmas of that dosha. So in detail, those avikritatama doshas, karmas were explained, such that we can understand the gati again. Shaya and vriddhi is explained again in the context.
Well done. You can go ahead.
Sir.
उदरश्च श्लोकः तत्र त्वक् शब्दः दृश्यते अस्य मूलरस्तु का तस्य अर्थः का
त्वक् इति अर्थः रसधातु रसधातु इधर क्रॉस रेफरेंस बंधु त्रिश्रेषणीय अध्याय में रोगमार्ग का एक विश्लेषण है रोगमार्ग में रोगमार्ग चरक सूत्र 11th chapter 48th श्लोका इसका कमेंट्री है चक्रपाणि का अत्र शाखा इति संज्ञाकरणं व्यवहारार्थं तथा रक्तादीनां धातूनां शाखान्तेयानां वृक्षशाखातुल्यत्वेन बाह्यत्वज्ञापनार्थं त्वक्ष इति त्वक्शब्देन तदाश्रयो रसो अपि गृह्यते साक्षात् रसान् अभिधानं हृदयस्थायिनो रसस्य शाखा संज्ञा व्यवच्छेदार्थं तस्य हि कोष्ठग्रहणेनैव ग्रहणम्. So the tvak relates to rasa dhatu in ashraya.
त्वच् धातोः अर्थः आवरणे
हाँ त्वच आवरणे
अपेक्षितार्थम् एषः आशयः.
Thank you, Dr. Vaidyanathan. Now I call upon Dr. Deepti Krishna H, who will be presenting on